Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 10 o'clock. Do a roll call. Zone 1, Ken.
Present.
Zone 2.
Present.
Me, present. Zone 3, Aaron.
Aaron, present.
Zone 4, Bob, present. And Zone 5,
Present.
Okay. And we just have the one agenda item today, committee selection for review of the library collection policy. So form committee with 2 board members, staff, and then what the board members have picked for participants. And we'll review our collection policy, and then at completion of that, they'll bring back to the board for vote of the tax for the board. So with that, I'll turn it over to Lee and let us know where we're at.
So basically we have the library staff member picked, and then I have received specific interest from 5 community members, which would make us a board of 8, if I do my math right. And I see several of the interested parties are in the audience today, and then a few aren't. I know that some of the people that aren't, I've heard back from, and they continue to have interest, and they continue to come to board meetings. So what I would recommend is the meeting is set for Wednesday at 10 of next week. And then I think if we just approve everybody on this list that has shown interest in being part of the policy committee, that we accept that, and then whoever shows up on that the next Wednesday would be part of the committee, assuming that, you know, they would want to be there for that main meeting. And the idea is that then we just go through the policy. And I think at that meeting, I can bring paper copies of the policy and the policy that we're recommending. The problem with passing it out online, which I could also do, is that because it's changed so much and there's, you know, I have different colored highlights and different color changes, and this means that and that means the other thing, I would much rather explain that in person so that, you know, we're clear. And my idea is that we spend the next Wednesday going through so everybody has a clear idea of what the policy will look like when we're done. And then maybe we come back at a later meeting to debate that and decide, you know, giving people a chance to look at it and think about it and come back with their ideas, and then we talk about it, and then hopefully by the end of the month at that meeting, we're able to have a policy we can agree on. So basically it would be a meeting the first Wednesday of the month, and if I could set it up the second Wednesday of the month, and then we'd be ready for the third Thursday. It's my tentative plan for the timeline, because I think the sooner we get this resolved and the cleaner it is, and the more open we are about it, the better off we're going to be. So that's kind of my take on it.
Okay.
Sure. Have you checked with all your people to make sure that the 10 a.m. time works?
I have not heard back from everybody.
Okay.
I sent it out to all but one name, which I just got this morning. So I think it's pretty clear the timelines. And I guess the one problem I could foresee is if it doesn't all go according to plan, which sometimes this kind of stuff doesn't, I wouldn't be ready for the last Thursday or the next meeting. But even if we delay it a month, I think the openness is going to do nothing but help us.
Take the time to get it right. I mean,
Right.
obviously,
Right.
It was kind of rushed last time, so.
It is. It
Let's
was.
iron it out completely before.
Well, and I guess I take the blame for that because I didn't quite understand how all the process works. But honestly, having seen the school do it, and they have contentious policies as well, that is definitely the way to go through this. Is let people have a chance to read it. They can take it home and look at it and analyze it and think about it. Then we come together to bed. So it would be pretty busy for those next 2 weeks where we're meeting pretty, every week. But I still think that's the best way to move forward. More open.
And, the only thing is we've been scolded before for having 10 in the morning meeting times, because that means
Right.
retirees or, you know, self-employed individuals are willing to forego a day of work, like I am today.
Right.
You know, are the only ones that can participate where,
Well, and I'd be willing to change the timeframes.
Yeah. but I'm just saying, I mean, bounce it off your people and see if maybe an evening time would work better for certain individuals, but.
So would an evening time work better for
Whatever it takes.
whatever it takes? Are you in the same? Okay. So what I'll do is I have a list of emails that I will send out a clarifying question to and give them like Wednesday.
What's that, Ken? Are you talking to us?
I don't think so.
No. Hey, Ken.
But I can send out a Wednesday morning option or a Wednesday evening option.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think we need.
Yeah, okay. So when this accident happened, we did the hard closure on it.
I'm pretty quiet. We don't find out what's happening. Down
We got OSHA arrived.
Yeah, get on the same way. So, I think all we need to do is authorize your committee there, and then we can leave it up to you to set the times for that.
Okay, all right.
I mean, do you need us, the full board here, to set the time?
No, and I think it would work better if I ran it through these people.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Set their point.
Okay, you have the names, so.
I have Charlene Wells, Bev Hokinson, and Doug Nowak, Murray Hackett, and Mary Esther Wilson are the 5. And then Diana Zills is the library staff member. And she's the circulation manager, I believe, is why she was picked.
Sure.
Okay. So that would be, and then Wendy and I.
Okay.
Okay, would you like me to?
Do you have any discussion, Wendy, on that?
No, I think whatever would be, make the meeting, the majority that, you know, would like to have it at night or during.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I like your time frame. It's awesome that you guys are expediting it, and I really like the fact that we've decided to start doing committees for stuff like this. And I think this will be a good framework for going forward. You know, any kind of policies that we're making for the library, we can get community involvement. It's great. You know, I love having people that have a stake in their library and you know, feel like their opinion matters and they're able to affect the change they want to see in this. Sure.
Okay. I don't have anything further to contribute. I kind of agree with what Ed was saying there. It sounds like Ken's involved in something.
Right, that's something good.
Doesn't sound very good. No.
We'll hear about the whole story later.
All right, so, do we have a motion for creating the committees with the selection of the folks that Leah's named?
I guess if I could make a motion, I would accept the committee with the names as listed.
Okay, do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. And I think that's all we had on our agenda, unless there's something you guys want to bring up that we need to address at the library here prior to our next meeting.
I guess the one thing I would talk about is I have also coordinated or introduced some of the changes that ICRM mentioned into the policy, or the personnel policy. And I don't know if we want to go through the same committee process with the personnel policy as we do with the selections policy. But again, that's pretty much loaded up and ready to go with, you know, the same kind of highlighting and changes and stuff that ICRM recommended, so that we more closely follow their blanket or recommended policy, however you want to term that.
Okay.
And I don't know, would we want to go through the same process for that, or what would we want to do for that?
I can check with Jim and see how closely we need to follow that. But I mean, if we aren't sure if they've got special wording in there we need to have, then we probably need to.
Right. And the stuff that I have put in and taken out is directly out of their online version of a policy for specifically a library where people are for cause, employees are for cause. So it's very specific to our, you know, our personal issues. So I don't know how we want to deal with
Which
that.
specific policy are you referring to?
So one of the things that I can recall right offhand is the Family Medical Leave Act.
We left that sort of open-ended.
We left that open-ended, and they recommended specifically that we take that out
Right.
because you know, I leave it in directly as they're putting it in the book as the fact that we only have less than 50 employees. We recognize that the Family Medical Leave Act is a federal law, but due to our lack of employees or the number of our employees, we don't follow it. So, and that's directly out of there.
But that's still, so our previous policy, our previous employee policy had a version of medical leave that wasn't the full FMLA scope, but it still allowed a mechanism for which, if you had medical emergency, your job was protected, and you got some sort of extended leave with or without pay. So that's the only thing that I would say is that we may want to consider some sort of policy in there. Because leaving it just blank means that as soon as you're out of accrued leave, accrued time, you know, you're essentially just
Out of time.
out of time, right? Yeah.
So we do have an extended leave section of our policy that's not related to Family Medical Leave Act.
Okay.
And I didn't bring it with me because actually I didn't intend to talk about it.
All right, yeah, no, and this is big. I like your committee, and maybe pull your committee for your library collection policy at your guys' meeting and see if they want to be a standing committee for the whole thing.
Well,
For all of
I
our
can
policies,
see
right?
where we would probably want a different makeup for some of the committees, like HR involvement and things written in personnel policies, maybe more staff involvement.
That's the other thing is, it might be an idea to have a couple more, instead of just one staff member, maybe have 2 staff members on that committee, and maybe have
Right.
someone that knows the HR rules better than any of us.
Yeah, we might even be able to get an HR person from one of the businesses here in town to kind of give us some guidance too, or something like that, maybe county or somebody. So I could see that membership change depending on what we're.
Sure.
Well, and I don't think it hurts to add, you know,
Oh, no.
if people are interested in being on more than one committee, that would be fine. I think maybe the idea of having somebody with a little more expertise and then a little bigger voice from the library staff might be a good idea.
Sure. That would be good. You know, I guess schedule up all the policy sections that you guys want to review, and then
Okay. So we'll probably get this one done first.
close this one, and then start the next one.
All right.
Like it.
And then maybe here and give some thought to one of our next meetings. You know, right now we're paying $750 a month to that.
Right.
On the HR. And so if they're not contributing value to us, we've got to 3-month notification on termination with them. So we take a look at that, decide, get your thoughts on what we want to do there.
Can you give me their contact info for, maybe for hiring the director? You know, I
Sure.
can't
Okay.
see why they wouldn't be
Yeah.
somebody that, because I'm working on that.
All right, look at that again.
Well, and that's what I was kind of thinking, is if we could get our personnel house in order, we could cut the cost of the HR policy.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's a, you know, that's a bill that we can do.
Okay, well, those will be further action items, but, so we have a motion for, I guess we did a motion.
We did the committee, so-
We did that, everything, okay.
Motion adjourned.
So we just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
I'd second that.
Okay, motion been made, seconded, adjourned, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, we're adjourned, thank you, everybody.
Okay.